Hello friends. So today we are going to see the next topic, the next concept in the topic formation of self. We have already seen self concept. Now today we are going to see another topic. So the question is, do you believe? And if I believe it, I can achieve it. This is the motto. So today we are going to see self efficacy, the second concept in the formation of self. And self efficacy means I can do that. So this self efficacy we are going to see in detail. So now few things you have to just reflect upon. So act out, refuse to work or shut down when an activity is difficult. So do you do that, or do you say you can't complete assignments? Do you give up quickly, or do you lose faith in your ability to perform a task? So if your answer is yes, then you are lacking self efficacy. So you are poor in self efficacy. You have to develop your self efficacy. So let's see what is self efficacy then. So self efficacy is belief in one's capacity to succeed at task. So it is directly proportional to confidence and chances to succeed. So if you are having confidence in you, then your chances to succeed will be greater. So your self efficacy will improve your confidence, and it will also improve your chances to succeed. So self efficacy is directly proportional to confidence and chances to succeed. So the higher the self efficacy, the more confidence an individual will have in his ability to succeed in a task. So if you are having a higher self efficacy in you, then you will have more confidence in you, and it is going to improve or have high ability to succeed in a task. So general self efficacy is the belief in one's general capacity to handle tasks. So there are two types of self efficacy. The first one is general self efficacy, where there is a general belief in you that you have a general capacity to handle the task. If any task is given to you, you can do that task. You have the capacity to do that task. So that is your general self efficacy. Then second one is specific self efficacy. So there are certain specific tasks are there. So specific self efficacy refers to a belief about one's ability to perform specific tasks. Like if you are good in computers, so you will have specific self efficacy, that is your belief that you can perform the task related to computers well. So that will be your specific self efficacy, that is related to specific task. Okay, if you are very good in maths, so that is your specific self efficacy, and you can, if you are given any job related to maths, you can do that job because you have a belief that you have the ability to perform the mathematical task easily. So that will be your specific self efficacy. Okay, now let us see the definitions of self efficacy. So here, according to Bandura, self efficacy is the belief in one's capacity or capabilities to organize and execute the sources of action required to manage perspective situations. Okay, that is Bandura, it is given by Bandura. Then Luthans, it refers to individual's conviction or confidence about his or her abilities to mobilize the motivation, cognitive resources and course of action needed to successfully execute a specific task with a given content. So these are the definitions of self efficacy. So self efficacy is nothing but it develops from mastery experiences. If you are just gain mastery in the experiences, then your self efficacy will be developed. So self efficacy, the goals are achieved through determination and overcoming obstacles. So you can easily achieve your goals by a good determination and overcoming the obstacles by trying again and again. Then you can also attain self efficacy by observing others succeed through sustained effort. So if you are seeing that others are succeeding in the task you are assigned, then you are going to gain self-efficacy. Okay, then knowing one's limitation, boundaries, realistic goals can be successfully established. If you are knowing your limitations, then you are going to set realistic goal, and that can be accomplished successfully. Then self-efficacy has been found to be a significant predictor of superior performance. So if you are having a good self-efficacy, then you can easily predict that your performance will be superior. Okay, so if as a teacher I know that you are having a high self-efficacy in the particular area, then I can predict that your performance in that particular area will be superior. Okay, self-efficacy is not constant, so it is not constant and it is changing. So self-efficacy changes over the time. So self-efficacy is not constant, and according to Bandura, he stated that an individual self-efficacy varies over time, and self-efficacy is specific to a situation and context. So self-efficacy is specific to a situation and to a context. So one specific self-efficacy cannot be applied in other situation. Okay, so this is specific to a situation and context. So those who are confident about their abilities tend to succeed. So the person who are confident about their ability, they tend to succeed in that particular task. So while those who are preoccupied with the failing tend to fail, and it is the greatest saying that if you are preoccupied with failing, you are tend to fail. Okay, so self-efficacy arises from the gradual acquisition of complex cognitive, social, linguistic and physical skills through experience. So if you are just experiencing these things, so your gradual acquisition of these complex things are going to increase your self-efficacy. So your self-efficacy will arise from gradual acquisition of complex cognitive, social, linguistic and physical skills through experience. So this experience play a very vital role in developing self-efficacy. So let's see the sources of self-efficacy. That is very important aspect in developing self-efficacy. So first source is prior experience or mastery experience. Second one is behavioral model or vicarious experiences. Third one is persuasion from others, and last one is assessment of physical or emotional states. So these are the sources of self-efficacy here. So prior experiences, so these prior experiences, behavioral model, persuasion from others, assessment of physical or emotional states. So if you see, if you have a prior experience related to the task you are assigned, so if you are given a task and you have a prior experience and you have succeeded in that task before, then there is a high chance that you are going to have a higher self-efficacy. Then behavioral model, if you have seen somebody succeed in the task which you have given, your friend has done before this task, you have seen doing that task from your friends, from your family members, then you also are going to succeed in that task, means you have a higher rate of self-efficacy. Persuasion of others, if somebody is persuading you, motivating you that you can succeed in this task, you have the capability, that person is motivating you, they are giving you positive reinforcement, then there is a higher chance that you have a high self-efficacy. Assessment of physical and emotional states, and if you are assessing your physical and emotional state and you are very physically and emotionally fit, then you are tend to have high self-efficacy. Okay, this high self-efficacy will always tend to lead towards success. So there is a higher chance that you are going to succeed in the task. So let's see the characteristics of high self-efficacy individuals. So these kind of individuals, they are active, very active, they select best opportunities. So when opportunities come, they select these opportunities. They manage the situation well. they avoid or neutralize obstacle. So they are very good in managing the situation and they are avoiding or neutralizing the obstacle. They set goals, they establish standard for themselves, they set benchmark for them to achieve. They plan, they prepare and they practice. They plan very well, they plan the goals, they prepare themselves for achieving those goals, and they practice to achieve those goals. They try hard, they show very perseverance. Okay, so they try hard to achieve the goals. They are very creative, they are using creatively to solve problems. They learn from their setbacks. So if they fail, then they take that as a learning experience and they learn from their setbacks. They visualize success. So if they take any task, so from starting the task they visualize the success, they see that they are succeeding in the task. Okay, so they limit their stress. So because that is a challenging task and there is a chance that they may have certain stress, then also they are limiting those stress, so the stress is not coming in the way of performing the task. So these are the characteristics of high self-efficacy individuals. Now if the prior experience, the person is not having that kind of prior experience, if that person is given any task and is not having the prior experience about that task, is not having any behavioral model or any, he has not seen any person doing that task before, and they are not having that set of person who are persuading them that he can succeed, or he is not physically fit or the emotional state is not that much good, then that person will have low self-efficacy and that person feel that I don't think I can get the task done, and that leads to failure. That person. Okay, let's see the characteristics of low self-efficacy individuals. So they are very passive persons. So they are very passive, they avoid difficult tasks, they do not take any challenging task, they select the easier task for them. Then they develop weak aspiration and low commitment. So they not easily get committed in any task and they show very weak aspiration for the future, and they focus on personal deficiencies. They give more attention to the personal deficiencies in them. They don't even try, make a weak efforts because they're not having faith in their abilities. So that is why they make a very weak effort, or sometimes they don't even try for the task. So they quit or become discharged because of setbacks. So if they get any setbacks, they are easily get discharged and they quit the task. So they blame setbacks on lack of ability or bad luck. So they generally blame their setbacks on lack of ability or bad luck. They worry a lot, they experience stress and become depressed easily, and they think of excuses of failing. So they spend a lot of time to find out or think about excuses, that when they fail, that what kind of excuses they are going to make. So they spend a lot of time, they make a lot of effort in searching or thinking of excuses. So now how it affects in the formation of self. So let's see how it is going to affect in the formation of self. So this is a very important topic, that how it is going to affect in the formation of self. So first, choice behavior. Okay, so just now we have discussed that high self-efficacy people, they are having faith in their capabilities, and low self-efficacy people, they generally doubt in their abilities. So that is going to impact on their choice behavior. So while selecting the task, the high self-efficacy individuals, they are going to select the challenging task, and the low self-efficacy individuals, they are going to select the easier task. The high self-efficacy individuals, they are going to set high goals, and the low self-efficacy individuals, they are going to select low goals for themselves. Okay, so first thing, it is going to impact on their choice behavior. Then second one is motivational efforts. So people generally motivate themselves and guide their actions. This is the exercise of four thoughts when they are motivating themselves. Okay, so this is a kind of beliefs what they can do. This is with the help of this motivational efforts. So what the high self-efficacy people will do, so because they are confident about their capabilities, so they will be highly motivated and they set goals for themselves, that is a quite high level goal they are going to set for themselves. So this motivational efforts are also going to impact with the help of this self-efficacy. Then determination, so the person which is having high self-efficacy are confident and they can learn and perform a specific task more easily, so they are likely to persist in their efforts, and even when the problem arises they can try to solve that problems. But what happens about the low self-efficacy, what kind of determination they are going to show? They are incapable of learning and performing, and that is why they are more likely to give up the problem when it arises. Okay, so they show a very low level of determination. Then facilitating thought process, so facilitating thought process, so here the thought process normally enable people to predict event and develop ways to control those that affect their lives. So personal goal setting is influenced by self appraisal of capabilities. So high self efficacy people, they facilitate the thought process because their appraisal about their capabilities is positive, so they can have the challenging goals for themselves and they facilitate that thought process quite good and they committed to that thought process. Okay, then vulnerability to stress, so we have seen that high self-efficacy people, they can handle the situation well as compared to low self-efficacy individuals. So the low self-efficacy individual, they are very vulnerable to stress because they doubt about their capabilities, and if they are in this difficult situations they are vulnerable to stress. Okay, then ability to be self-directed, so this high self-efficacy individuals, they are generally self-directed as they know how to perform the new task because they are confident about their capabilities and also confident about their efforts, and they will be successful as compared to low self-efficacy individuals. So these are these are the points that how it affects the formation of self. Okay, now causes of poor self-efficacy. Let's see the causes of poor self-efficacy. So the causes of poor self-efficacies are the lack of successful experience. If the person is not having successful experiences, then also it leads to poor self-efficacy. Not providing opportunity for mastery, if the person is not having the opportunity for mastery of experiences, then also there is a chance for poor self-efficacy. Lack of encouragement and support, if the person is not having the encouragement and support from the peers, then also there is a chance of poor self-efficacy. High stress or anxiety also leads to poor self-efficacy. Competitive environment, so there is always a demand on the performance, that leads to poor self-efficacy. And inadequate feedback, if the person is not getting proper feedback that how is performing, then also it leads to poor self-efficacy. Then what are the different strategies that a person can use to improve the self-efficacy? So the first thing he can do, that he can use moderately difficult tasks to start with. So through moderately difficult tasks he can develop confidence while succeeding in that task, and gradually he can select the difficult task. Then use peer models, so he can use peer model. If somebody succeeded in the task, then he can use that as a model and he can just consider that as a benchmark, and on the basis of that he can just succeed in the given task. Then capitalize on individual's interest. So whatever interest the person is having, that person has to capitalize on that and develop self-efficacy. Allow individuals to make choices. So as a teacher, you have to just allow the individuals to make choices, because that choices they are going to make on the basis of their self-efficacy. Then encourage individuals to try. So very important thing, because low self-efficacy individual, they tends to give up the task. So you have to encourage the individuals to try, to be persistent. Then give frequent focused feedback. As a teacher, you have to give frequent feedback as well as focused feedback. While with the help of those feedback, the child can develop self-efficacy. Then reward for improvement. So as a teacher, you have to just reward for improvement. If the child is showing any improvement, you have to just reward that child. Then help in goal setting. Goal setting is very important aspect. So as a teacher, you have to just help in goal setting. So thank you very much. I hope that you have understood this concept, self-efficacy. So if you have just understood the concept, then don't forget to like and subscribe the channel.